What's up, savages? All right. Time again for another episode of Live from the Lair. And Blake's not here tonight. He doesn't cover Wednesdays and Fridays. He just does Tuesdays and Thursdays when it's not conflicting with his work schedule. All right. Now, today's show, we're going to be covering the hazards of man and women relations in current year, mainly because we just had one celebrity get sentenced to 30 years for a 20-year-old rape charge without a shred of evidence. So it's getting real out there, gentlemen, and you better be on your game or you're going to get, hosed up and turned into someone who's lame. Because once you go to prison over some bullshit, it's really hard to come back from that. I'm just saying. And I don't want to see that happen to you. Nor do I want to see you get ass raped in divorce court, turned into a wage slave, and all of the other downturns and bullshit that happens in today's day and age. Now, we do have Jimmy in the house.
Pushing the buttons as always.
All right. And we're going to be covering divorce statistics current year.
Current year. Fun times. Of course, this was from August 8th, so it is fairly new. But, the key divorce statistics in 2023. In 2021, total of 689,308 divorces occurred across the 45 U.S. states that report statistics. During the same year, 1.9 million marriages occurred, making the U.S. marriage rate 6 per 1,000 people.
And I want to bring that to 0.
Far more people get married over the course of each year than divorced. These divorce statistics show what happens to marriages that end and when and how couples decide to end them. So how many marriages do end in divorce? Well, the famous statistic is that half of marriages end in divorce. It's true, but only when it comes to the first marriages, half of which are dissolved. Second and third marriages actually fail at a higher rate.
Yes, they do. And here's the thing, is most guys out there don't know this statistic, that if you get married a second time, you have a 63% chance of failure, and that doesn't count in if she's college educated or if there's a kid conflict. All right, if you get married 3 times, it's like a 74 to 76% chance of failure. I mean, come on, do one and done. If you get married one time to try to have kids and it blows up in your face, just don't do it again, because chances are you're not only throwing good money after bad money, but you're also, wood chippering your dignity, honor, and self-respect. You don't need any of that, gentlemen.
Yep. And usually, isn't it the rule of half?
Yeah, the rule of halves.
Halves. Get married once, you lose half your shit. Get married again, you lose half of your shit.
Yep, that's get married a third time, you lose half of one half of one half.
Yep. But now, what happens after divorce? Many who divorce don't give up on the institution of marriage, though a total of 64% of men and 52% of women get married again after their first marriage has ended.
I'm going to bring that to 0 too for the dudes. Yeah. That is just stupid.
Yeah. The divorce rate has decreased from a rate of 4.0 to 2.5 since 2000. Both the marriage and divorce rates have declined over time. And we have a nice little graph right here to show us.
What year does it start?
It starts in 2000.
Oh, okay.
Yep. 2000 to 2001, they were at a solid 4. Mm-hmm. Give her a 4. It drops 0.1 in 2002. 2003 drops another point and just keeps on going. But then in 2006, jumps back up to 3.7. Then it starts going down again. Then it kind of plateaus again in 2010 and 2011. And then the roller coaster ride happens. So in 2019, it was at 2.7. In 2020, it was 2.3. And in 2021, 2.5.
Okay. It's going to go down even more than this. This is so ridiculous.
Yep. And as you stated there, Pop, third marriages have the highest divorce rate, 73%.
Told ya.
Told ya. Yep. And then it says 67% of second marriages end, 73% of third marriages dissolve. 40% of new marriages include a partner who is remarrying.
Now, hang on. Do they give you a source for the stats, or they're just quoting them?
Let's see. This one was from the sources from Psychology Today, the high failure rate of second and third marriages.
Okay, cool.
So again, all sources are on the website. So if you guys want to take a look at this yourself, gentlemen, it got other good stuff here. Only 6% of divorced couples remarry each other.
That is stupid. Wow.
Yeah, let me stick my dick in this pencil sharpener here real quick. Ow, it kind of hurts. Let me do it again.
Yeah, you stuck your dick in crazy, and then you do it again. I mean, come on, man. Come on.
Oh man. But to piggyback onto the second and third divorces, divorcees are more likely to die earlier than married people.
So what? 65 and out, that's not a big deal.
Yeah. I'll be lucky to make it to 55. Majority of divorcees own their home. That's usually a given.
Because they stole it from the man.
Here's another one that we like to cover here. Having friends who are divorced increases your risk of divorce.
No shit, Sherlock. Yeah. It's called, what is that phenomenon called when you have the crabs in a bucket and then they all pull each other in? They won't let anyone escape.
I can't remember
the name of it, but it is a phenomenon. And the divorced cackling cat ladies do the same thing. They literally want to grow their ranks and all be miserable together, eating kitty pate and cleaning, litter boxes.
Speaking of which, you said it, Pop.
Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square. Stop!
I love that laugh, man. Oh.
The marital stability within a couple's social network also plays a role in whether their union lasts. Couples who have friends who divorce have a 75% increase in the risk of their own marriage ending. Even couples with 2 degrees of separation from divorce still have a 33% greater risk. Because the link, some sociologists believe divorce is a social contagion.
For women, I would say it is, not for men. Because women are all about keeping up with the Joneses, and if a couple of the friends marry these really, powerful, good-looking dudes, and then they're married to Joe Shit the Ragbag, they're going to get rid of him and try to get it match their friends. So it's, it's the monkey branching, except instead of branches, it's penises.
Man. But what are the most common reasons for divorce? Couples report many different reasons for ending marital relationship. However, these are the most common explanations cited by divorced couples. Lack of commitment is the most common reason for divorce.
Is that on the man's side or the woman's side?
Let's see. It doesn't say. Here, okay. Marriage is not always easy, so success requires both spouses to be dedicated in their union and serious about making it last. That's why it's not surprising that a lack of commitment could spell disaster for a couple.
So all it takes is one person to, not be pulling their weight, and that's it.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
Got 60% of divorced couples cited infidelity as a reason for their divorce.
No. Say it isn't so. Now, listen, back in the day, men used to cheat more than women. But most of the time, they just want a piece of pussy. There's no commitment. There's no feelings. It's just going through the motions. when a woman decides to step out on you, um, your marriage, relationship, whatever, it is done. You're gonna get moved to the back burner, and I made a whole comedy video called "The Back Burner Blues." I explain the entire phenomena. So, at the end of the show, if you wanna look back at the archive channel, find that one. It's, comedy gold.
Good stuff, man. Of course, the next one is domestic abuse prompts a divorce in 24% of cases.
All right, so when you look at the Duluth model, there's, like, 6 different ways you can do spousal abuse. In my opinion, there's really only 2. One is physical, that's a given, and then psychological. So, I mean, you can be just a raging asshole, and I can agree with that. But all of the other ones, the control, the finances, I mean, that's just normal marriage shit. And the women of today have been, brainwashed into thinking that all of this stuff is abuse. And the minute he doesn't give you the credit card, you divorce him.
Yeah. He won't let me spend his money. When that's abuse. When.
Well, listen, I've knew lots of guys in the military, and the number one reason for marital issues was money. And most of the time, it revolved around the wife running up a bunch of credit cards, not telling the husband, and then him getting, hemmed up when she bounces some checks or something. And we find out that it's just all kinds of Chihuahua nasty. It is fucked up, and that's very common in the service.
Chihuahua nasty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look that up in Urban Dictionary, see if it's a thing. I'm pretty sure it is. But then here's the graph that gives you the percentages: lack of commitment, 75%; infidelity, 60%; too much conflict and arguing, 58%.
That's basically he married a feminist.
Yep. Getting married too young, 45%.
All right, that is an oxymoron in my opinion. I think the golden age for you to get married for a woman is 24, a dude 26. Plain and simple. All right. Now, if you get married at 18 to 21, um, I really can't see that as a we were too young kind of thing. It just is what it is. But listen, you're here on this ball of mud slinging through space for about 80 years. And these women don't seem to understand when they get to 40, the game is up and they still have another 40 goddamn years to go. That's a long time.
Long fucking time. Let's see. You got financial problems with 37%. Substance abuse. Don't judge me. 35%. Got the domestic violence, 24%. Lack of support from family, 18%. Health problems, 17%. Religious
You know what? The health problem one, I don't know if I agree with that because this is anecdotal right here, but virtually every dude that I have known in the past 40 some odd years who's been married, and if they got sick or injured, almost all of them got divorced.
Yep. If you can't provide for the poon will leave you.
Yep.
Usually the final straw causing divorce is most commonly infidelity, DV, and substance abuse. There's that. 66% of men and 74% of women think that their partner should have worked harder to save the marriage.
Yeah, you know what? That is actually fairly common. I've done a couple shows on marital regret, and the sex that regrets the divorce the most down the road are the ladies, especially if they were the ones cheating or doing stupid shit and they get ejected. And maybe that has something to do with the fact that after a certain age, women become virtually invisible to men, and in men, it's not the same. And if a man has enough money, he can literally build a ramp to jump over the wall and land on the other side of the Grand Canyon at 70 and still be scoring poon.
Yep. If you take a look at those pictures of the groups of the models on the big boats, out in the Caribbean or wherever it is, you don't usually see who owns the boat in those photos for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Let's see. Over 70% of couples report not understanding the realities or stages of marriage.
Well, yeah, and that's because men and women have been basically they don't have any examples on marriage. It's not covered in the mainstream media at all. And the shows that used to exist that talked to, that were married couples, it was just a big snafu shit roll. And I mean, if you don't have examples to follow, you are going to screw it up. I mean, it's just common sense right there.
Yep. But let's break it down by the states.
Oh, yeah.
States with the highest divorce rates. Nevada has the highest divorce rate in any U.S. state. Well, that's because there's a drive-in wedding chapel on basically every corner in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
4.2 divorces per 1,000 in Nevada. One reason why divorces may occur in Nevada is the state's reputation for having lax rules regarding both getting married and ending a marriage.
I got you.
But in a sharp contrast to Nevada, Massachusetts has a divorce rate of just one divorce per 1,000 marriages. One reason for this is that Massachusetts residents tend to marry at an older age, which reduces the risk they will likely ultimately divorce. So they do have all of the states here, so feel free to.
Which one's the highest again?
I would be guessing California because it says NA.
Yeah.
I guess we can burn through this real quick.
I wonder how many states have alimony for life. I know California is one.
Yep. See, looks like Alabama and Arkansas are 3.6. 3.6 is still holding. Got Hawaii and Indiana not applicable, so they don't report their stats.
I'm pretty sure it's probably high in Hawaii.
Yep. Got a 4.2 in Nevada. Let's see. Hey, Nebraska's not doing too bad. 2.6.
Well, you got to find your woman in the cornfield.
Hey,
Man,
I'm just saying these the girls over here in Nebraska sure know how to shuck some corn cobs, if you know what I'm saying. Again, the sources are on the website. Check out your state, see how you're going to do. Oh, what rates by the country though. The U.S. crude divorce is 2.5, while the worldwide average of crude divorce is just 1.8. So we're above and beyond.
Well, that's, listen, when America decides to do something, they do it well.
Yep. But there are only two countries where divorce is illegal, which is neither the Republic of the Philippines nor Vatican City permit divorce. Does Vatican City even count as a country?
No, that's basically the Vatican City is a pimple on the end of the penis of humanity.
Yeah, it's the herpes of it's basically the herpes of Italy, if you ask me.
Yep. I'm not a fan.
Me either. But by the divorce rates by occupation, gaming managers and bartenders have the highest divorce rates. Gee, I wonder why bartenders do.
Yep, I've seen that one. I saw that one coming.
Yep.
What's the lowest
one? Let's see. The lowest one on the top 10 is compacting machine setters, operators, and tenders.
So a machinist.
Machinist, yep, at 48.8%.
Okay.
Actuaries have the lowest divorce rate. So you got the top 10 here with there 17%. You got your scientists and your smart people, the guys making the big bucks. Clergy, software developers, physical therapists, optometrists, chemical engineers, religious and education directors, and physical physicians and surgeons. Now, I'm going to go ahead and throw out a guess here. We'll opt out the clergy and the religious education and directors. But what do all of these other guys have in common there, Pop?
Well, one, they're smart and they have a lot of money.
Bingo. That's what I was thinking.
Hmm.
Let's see. Architecture and engineering industries have the lowest divorce rate.
Hmm.
So they're 27.5 compared to legal, 35%. I thought legal would be a lot higher than that.
Yeah. I thought legal would be insanely high. I mean, have you ever seen some of these female attorneys? They are just raging bitches.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being married to one of those Kawantahas.
No, thank you.
Hmm.
See, the office and administration industry has the highest divorce rate. Gee, I wonder why.
Passive aggressive women in HR, getting stupid and divorcing their husbands and probably messing around with dudes at the office.
Yep.
Well, what could go wrong?
Getting bent over the water cooler.
Yeah.
Let's see, the divorce rate steadily decreases from 40 to 30% as income increases.
Well, I'm going to be honest. Typically, if you're married to a woman that has a college education, your chances of getting divorced go up 10%. Those are
Yep.
the stats. It's not me. I'm just telling you the truth.
Yep. And the truth hurts. Let's see, divorce rates are higher among couples below the poverty line. Again, shocker.
Hmm.
Divorce rates are similar among men and women that are not in the labor force. But we'll break it down by age now.
Okay.
Couples who marry before age 32 experience lower divorce rates. Let's see, there's a sweet spot in terms of marital age for those looking for the least risk of divorce. That's because couples who marry at 25 are 50% less likely to divorce compared to couples who marry at 20. But for those who marry after 32, divorce rates increase by 5% per year until the age they are wed.
Wow.
That is not good.
That is not good at all.
The average age of people who divorced in 2022 is 46 for men and 44 for women.
Okay, hang on. All right. What the hell? Women are getting divorced at 44 and they literally think they're going to go on the market and find another good dude. Are you kidding me? With your I mean, come on now. At 22, 26, 28, women are, fairly attractive. But at 44, I mean, come on, you got beagle ears, you got tobacco purses going on, a blown out whisker biscuit. I mean, maybe you have some, tree bark and tiger stripes and maybe a couple, claw attacks on your downstairs mix up. You you got receding gums. You're probably going to go into menopause. And after that happens, it is just a quagmire of medical bills and drama. Who in the right mind is going to sign up for that? No,
No.
no.
But they'll totally just smear on, 15 pounds of the
That's right.
war paint, put it on their tight little black dress that they got to, stuff, things in and go out and, they're going to get themselves a young 25-year-old at the bar, right? Right?
Right? Wrong.
Wrong.
Well, they might score a 25-year-old dude because he just wants some practice to
Yep.
increase his game so he can take it down to a younger woman.
Yep. But the median age of a first marriage is increasing. See, back here in 1999, for female, it's 25, male is 26. And we were going up. And then here in 2004, it spikes to 27. Females, they're still staying down there low, 25 and whatnot. And now we'll just fast forward to today's numbers. looking at 30 years old for men in 2021 and 28 for females.
So the woman is getting married right at the end of her first fertility window, which is basically 16 to 28, 29. That's not really very smart.
Just saying. But a divorce rate of baby boomers is increasing. Adults aged 55 to 64 have a divorce rate of 46%. 65 to 74, 39%, and 75 or older, 24%.
All right. Well, when you're 75, you might as well just ride it out.
Yep.
You don't got much time.
Yep. Just be like Walter. That old bitch will never die. But I would say nice on this one, but I can't. But 69% of divorces are initiated by women.
No, that's completely incorrect. It is really somewhere between 70 and 80%. And if they have a college education, it's 90% of them file for divorce first.
Yep. But let's just go ahead and throw the ethnicity in here.
Oh, here we go.
Divorce rates also vary by ethnicity. Many factors could explain these discrepancies, including differing cultural norms surrounding the institution of marriages, as well as the systemic basis of that determine family structures in certain communities. Here's what the data shows. The divorce rate for white couples is 15.1%. Marriage rate among these couples is 32%.
Mm-hmm.
Divorce rate for black couples is 30.8%. The marriage rate is 17.3%.
Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. That is lopsided as hell, but it explains a lot.
Yep. And then here's the other side of the scale for Hispanics. The divorce rate is 18.5%, and the marriage rate is 33.2%.
Yeah, I think it's because there's a lot of Catholics.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And we got the educations. Divorce rate for people with a with an education of high school or less is 39% for men, 37% for women. Divorce rate with an advanced education, defined as having more than a bachelor's degree, is 26% for men and 30% for women. 29% of men and 32% of women with a bachelor's degree or higher were divorced in 2022.
There you go.
Yep. And college-educated women are most likely to have a lasting marriage.
I don't think so.
I'm going to have to,
Not-
say no.
Yeah, not from listen. I read a lot of studies on this stuff, and that doesn't seem kosher. I'd have to see the sources and go through it.
Yep. Well, that source comes from. Oh shit! Well, God damn it. 27. Where was that at? Okay, yeah, 27. Okay, in fact, while 78% of women with a bachelor's degree have a marriage that lasts at least 20 years, just 49% of women with some college education reach this milestone. And 40% of women with a high school education or less have a marriage that lasts 20 years or more. So that statistic comes from Pew Research.
Okay.
The link between a college education and a lasting marriage.
All right. Well, Pew's pretty good.
All right. Of course, got divorce rates by religion. Lowest divorced is Hindu. Highest with religion with the highest is evangelical Protestant.
That's weird. I wouldn't have. Yeah, that's weird.
Yep. Let's see. Got divorce with children here. That's always fun to drag the kids through that nut roll. Been there before. 70% of children live with both parents who are married. Although a majority of children live with two married parents, the number of children who live only with their mothers has substantially increased.
Shocker.
A total of 21% of children lived only with their mother in 2020, compared with just 11 in 1968. Gee, what happened around that same time?
Yeah. Could
What
it
was
be no fault divorce and the welfare? Yeah, that's it.
I think that's what it was. The number of children living only with their father is much smaller number. Why again? But it has also increased dramatically in recent decades. While just 1% of children lived alone with their fathers in 1968, this number increased to 4.5% in 2020.
Yeah. Oh wow, 4%. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Remember the stat I always said? Like you look it up, 85% of the time the mother gets custody of the kids.
Mhm.
Well, and then I from my own anecdotal research from sitting in the courtroom, 7% of the time of that 15% where the dude did get custody, the mother didn't even show up. It was completely uncontested. And that stat is just reflected in that 4% right there.
Bad news bears. Of course, the most expensive divorce was Bill and Melinda Gates, roughly 76 billion. If you haven't seen the Pimp Tired Wife Institute video on that, go check it out. Good stuff. And only 15% of married couples report to signing a prenup.
Yeah, listen, gentlemen. Yeah, you can go the prenup route, but I'm telling you right now, it's like playing Russian roulette and there's two bullets floating around in the cylinder. So I wouldn't do it if I were you.
Fun times.
I cannot in good conscience recommend you doing a prenup or any of that crazy shit.
Yep. So we got one article here that I think it's more like reconnaissance related, whatnot. Usually, what we usually kind of talk around about here. But top 10 signs she's a dangerous woman.
Here we
The
go.
red flags are popping up. Run away.
Now, I have actually sat down with a lot of the supporters, and I think this was like 4 or 6 weeks ago, and we went over like a whole list of like all of this crazy shit women do. So I'm just curious if some of that is on this list that you're about to read.
I think so. But an axe to grind. Pay attention. Pay attention to all of the signs that she's a dangerous woman. You've met the one. Fantastic. Congratulations. Being the romantic type, you might even think about popping the question on Valentine's Day. Just before you do, it might be worth considering whether this will lead to future marital heaven or a potential hell.
Well, first of all, the women that have an axe to grind are almost always feminists, or they say they're not feminists, but they've been brainwashed as feminists, and they are just abrasive. They're masculine, and listen, there's only room in a relationship for one scrotum. If she wants to be the feminist, that's two scrotums, and that's one scrotum too many.
Yep. After all 57% of UK marriages end in divorce. And no matter why a divorce happens, she'll almost certainly get half of everything, possibly even more.
Yeah, it's usually more.
And don't expect your friends to tell you if they think marrying her is a bad idea. Recent research commissioned by relationship coach Roy Shepard found 88% of family and friends wouldn't say anything to you. Therefore, a bit of due diligence is in order. Or get yourself some better friends and family.
Yeah. Well, listen, I did a whole comedy video called Recon the Mother. All right. And I should probably do a video about you know, listen, if your brother or your best friend is marrying a sow or something that fell out of the whore tree and you don't say anything about it and then bad shit happens to him down the road, I just don't need that kind of guilt, and I've never been that guy. Like my best buddy Pete, his first wife, when I first met her, and I walked in the house and talked to him, and I said, "No, she's a bitch." And did he listen to me? No. Second marriage, I advised him to wait a little longer and feel her out and see what was going on. Did he listen to me? No, no. Got married again and got divorced. So
Yep.
that's pretty
So
much
yeah,
all.
I think he misheard you. You said feel her out. No, he went and felt her up.
Yeah. Now he went and yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah. But perhaps she's told you about various incidences in her past that are too difficult for you to ask for her to prove. Typical examples include child abuse or serious illness, or even some violent attack that actually never took place.
No. Women lying to get sympathy? That never happened.
No.
No.
Various false financial sob stories are designed to condition you to lend her a few quid here and there. The more she gets away with today, the more she knows she can achieve in the future. Sad part is, the nicer and more generous you are, the more generous you have to become to satisfy her every need.
That is absolutely correct. It's like a drug. When they know they can get away with shit, it literally, they just keep piling it on how much they can get away with. That's why when they, and this usually starts with a shit test, and you need to shut that down from the get because it just gets worse.
That's bad news, man. Let's see. Next one is 1 minute she loves you so much. Next, she hates you, and with the same intensity. Perhaps she also had a deep fear of being abandoned and could therefore be very needy at times. Needing you can make you feel wanted, but who doesn't want that? But in this case, she could have a condition called borderline personality disorder.
And actually, that's becoming way more common than it used to. And I think a lot of that has to do with the women being raised without a father in the home.
Yep. And usually, whenever they have the borderline personality disorder, they go in through a therapist. The therapist writes them a prescription, and then there you go, head meds.
Yep.
Ugh. Yeah, bad. That's why you always take a picture of the medicine cabinet, gentlemen.
Do your reconnaissance.
Yep. Does she hide or suppress her ongoing pain by taking mood altering medication? These medications include comfort food, lots of booze, don't judge me, as well as recreational and or prescription drugs.
Yep.
Being married to the tranquilized bride might sound strangely appealing to some. If you're Bill Cosby, heyo. But if she is taking mood altering medication, what happens if or when she stops taking them? What's the real woman underneath? You don't want to know,
No, you don't. No.
but you'll know sooner than later.
Well, typically, crazy bitches provide the best pussy. All right. But I've said this before and I've said it 1,000 times. At some point, the pussy's going to wear out, and then you're stuck with her crazy. And your life will be a slow motion train wreck right into the pit of hell, the Bermuda Triangle, downstairs. Whole careers and lives have disappeared in that thing, never to be seen again.
If only we could do that with politicians in the actual Bermuda Triangle. That'd be great. Next one is she tries or perhaps succeeds in cutting you off from your friends, especially ex-girlfriends. If you're still talking with your ex-girlfriend,
Yeah.
the fuck is wrong with you, man?
You shouldn't be doing that.
No.
But yeah, this phenomenon is called testicular redonculitis. And that's where these women systematically sever the ties between your family and you, your friends and you. So they literally sit next to you and control you 110%. Those are toxic women.
Stay away. But as far as she's concerned, she is all you ever need.
Uh-huh.
You're a nice guy, so why wouldn't you still be friends with some of your exes? Sorry, I believe I'm a nice guy, and I can tell you this right now. All of my exes can take a long walk off a short cliff.
Same here. I typically don't associate with exes at all.
No. It's if we meet out in public, it's a hey, how are you? How's it going? And I go on with my day.
I literally will just do the about face and go the other way.
About face.
I don't need that drama in my life. I don't even want to risk a sling back, man. No.
The next one here. She's made up unproven allegations against former partners, and she expects you to believe her. Hashtag me too. Believe all women.
Well, this is a guilt gaslight maneuver.
Yep.
Yeah.
In fact, she relies quite heavily on being given the benefit of the doubt. Always.
All women do this. All of them.
Have you ever confronted her on anything that you're not quite sure is true, and she did manage to get you to feel guilty about thinking such thoughts? Shame on you! If your instinct is trying to tell you that there's something not quite right, don't ignore it.
That's right.
Do not ignore your sixth sense, gentlemen. Your gut will tell you if something's wrong.
And
Listen
again,
to it.
this is a prime example of a woman using blame, shame, and guilt to control you. Don't
let
fall for
that
that
happen.
shit, gentlemen.
Yep. And like we mentioned earlier, she has bad history of bad debts, county court judgments against her. Let me share a personal story. I once loaned someone £45,000 unsecured. She never got around to giving it back. Eventually, I had to consult a lawyer, sat opposite him while he scanned all the documents I provided. After what seemed like an eternity, damn it, he looked up and said something I certainly wasn't expecting. He said, "Oh, I've sued her before." Oh, nice.
Yeah. Listen, that's another phenomena. You never loan women money. You're giving it to them. You just don't know it yet.
Yep. Get the payment up front.
That's
If
right.
you know what I'm
Get it
saying.
up front and in trade, if you know what I mean.
Yep. Let's see. Just a few more here. You ask your friends and family what they think of her, perhaps as a wife, and there's a pause before they give you an answer because they're trying to think of a way to not tell you what they really think. Countless divorced men and women will tell you that it was only after the divorce that friends came forward and said that they have always had reservations about that person.
Yeah, and those people, you cut them out of your life because
Yep.
they're not your friends and they don't have your best interests at heart. Your friends who care about you will literally tell you from the beginning, no, she's a slathering snot pocket, leaving a trail of slime everywhere she goes. Don't get that on you. Get away from her.
Yeah. So
Listen,
where's your ex at?
listen, you got to have brutal honesty with your friends and brothers.
Mhm.
That's the way it has to be.
Yep. You really don't want guests on your wedding day smiling for the cameras and whispering to each other behind your back. I can't say this last thing. Find out from what they really think and listen up if you hear the same comments from other sources.
Correct.
Uh,
The
her
most common
friend,
one is the failing of the dick stacking test.
Yep.
I've been to quite a few weddings where I hear the women gossiping and like, oh, she was such a whore in college. Like, oh shit. That's women talk like that.
Mhm. Oh yeah, that's where they came up with the term frenemies.
Mhm.
Her friends or family tried gently to suggest that she may have a drink or substance abuse problem. If so, what was the bias for their concern? How did she respond? We all like to party, but but she does constantly go over the top or not know when to stop. Yeah, don't marry the party girl.
No.
Trust me, I've been with one or two in my time, and all they did was drink my booze and well, let's just say we're subpar in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm. Now you can bang the party girl, just don't marry the party girl.
Yeah, and make sure you wear a condom and take it with you or flush it down the toilet.
Yep.
Yep. Let's see. I think this one might be about the last one here. If she lived with any former partners, has she ever been thrown out or asked to leave? If so, what were the circumstances? We all have irritating habits that can drive other people mad. But
Mhm.
someone crazy enough to get thrown out says something that can't be ignored. When you're married, you can't throw out your wife for bad behavior. She stays. It's her place too. Not for long.
Not for long. Here's another thing too, and this is easily done. You just get a private investigator, do an asset search on her, do a criminal history search on her, and you will find out if she was the plaintiff in any PPOs or restraining orders against anyone. If that is the case, get away from that woman, because it's just a matter of time before she does it to you. And you don't need that kind of paper on your record, gentlemen.
But we've covered those ones pretty good. But let's see. Oh, move on to the next one here. Get 13 signs of an insecure woman.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Good stuff here. Have you ever felt that you weren't good enough or doubted your abilities? If the answer is yes, you know what it's like to feel insecure. I'm sure you'll agree when someone feels insecure, it not only affects them, but can negatively impact the lives of those around them. Knowing the signs of an insecure woman can help you identify the problem and offer help if warranted. Let's see. Some of the most common insecurities in women include controlling behavior, jealousy, neediness, defensiveness, or overreacting.
Mm-hmm.
The early sign.
Most women do that.
Yep. Early warning signs of an insecure woman. Sign 1, an insecure woman says, "But you're my only friend."
Yeah, you don't need that.
No. She has many friends with penises that would like to put their penises in her.
Or we call those bohos.
Bohos. Sign 2, an insecure woman says, "I can't live without you."
Yeah, that's desperation.
Yeah.
When a man does that, it's a total turnoff.
Yep. It's you're basically cutting your balls off and handing them to her when you say
That's
that. She also says, "It's not going to work. Quit dreaming." I'm sorry, but if a woman tells you to do that, she's a kuwantaha who's just trying to destroy you.
Cut away.
Cut, sling, load. She says, "There's nothing wrong with me." There's never anything wrong with women. Women are perfect in every single way.
Perfect snowflakes that can do no wrong, and their shit don't stink. Yeah. No.
They also say, "It's all your fault." Yeah,
That's actually very common.
it's totally my fault that you brought Jamal and Paco back from the bar, and well, let's just say they made an Eiffel Tower out of you. Yeah, that's my fault.
Most women will say this.
Mhm.
I mean, this is the quality of the women in the Western world. So I'm trying to save your guys' lives down the road, gentlemen. Pay attention.
Yep. They also say, "I'm not overreacting," as she's grabbing the kitchen knife and trying to stab you with it because reasons
And things.
and things. An insecure woman also gives you the silent treatment. It's like I always like seeing that meme. It's like she's texting her friends, "I'm going to give him the silent treatment so he knows I'm mad at him." And then there's a picture of a man sitting on the porch with a beer. He's like, "Man, today was a peaceful day."
Yeah.
Yeah. They also say, "Where are you going now?" "I'm going for a drive because I feel like going for a drive."
Yeah.
I'm going to the bar to have a couple beers with Bob and play some pool.
Yeah. And then here's the typical response. "Okay, well, I'll have to stay here by myself." And guilt. You're getting guilted right there.
Yep. Here's another common one. "You're good for nothing." I'm sorry. I was good enough to bring you into my home, put a roof over your head, feed you, clothe you, and you had to do fuck all and jack shit, but make me a sandwich and empty my balls.
And you couldn't even do that.
Couldn't even do that. Yeah. And then here's another common one. "Who's that woman? Do you like her?"
Yeah. Well, listen, a lot of women, this is pretty much a standard feature in most women models. That's why I mentioned monkey necking as classic mistakes men make. So, yeah,
Yeah, if you're gonna monkey neck, don't get caught.
yeah, or be subtle about it.
Yeah, be subtle. Man, let's see. An insecure woman exhibits copycat behavior.
Yeah, that's pretty common.
Yeah, if she's not if she's not like fully into what your hobbies are and whatnot, which possibly maybe attracted you to her, and then she just overnight just like, oh, I want to do this with you, I want to do that. Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
She has a
or they copycat their friends.
yep.
Yeah, I've seen that quite a few times myself.
Yep. And then you don't think I could do anything right. Well,
Yeah,
you jumped on the lawnmower and now the lawn is completely fucked because you didn't put it at the right height setting, and I know what the right height setting is, so you didn't do that right.
yeah. Again, that's a sympathy play.
Uh, then this one is usually when you caught her, when someone else is balls deep in her. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's not what it looks
It's
like.
like, oh, so you're not blowing Jamal while Paco gives him CPR on his ass. Totally not what it looks like.
Ah,
But how to deal with insecure women? Learn the flags and
yep,
avoid them
that's
at all
right.
costs.
Listen, the minute you have, well, first of all women have a little bit of insecurity in them. All right. So you go down this list. If they have more than two, possibly three, get away from her. All right. And if she has ones that are relatively, harmless, not a big deal. You can deal with it. But yeah, man, oof, you do not need an insecure, woman in your life, because it's not going to go anywhere good.
And one thing that's worse than dealing with an insecure woman is dealing with a dangerous
Oh,
woman.
all right. So we'll do the 5 signs, and then we'll go through my briefing because
Yeah.
yeah, dangerous.
Dangerous, man. Problem is the malignant female narcissist rarely outgrows her excessive sense of entitlement, lack of empathy, and thirst for interpersonal exploitation. She merely adjusts these traits for her changing environment. Female malignant narcissist is not just vain, but self-absorbed and self-absorbed. God damn, tongue twister. She is also a covert bully who ensnares fellow female friends, relationship partners, and families into her toxic web.
Yep.
Let's see. Number one, a sadistic sense of pleasure at someone else's pain.
Yeah. Yeah. It all depends what kind of pain we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
Yeah,
I'm guilty of that. Pain looks good on other people.
yeah,
But I
you
have
see
lived-
you see a dude get kicked in the nuts, or you get hit in the nuts on accident or something. Yeah, people are gonna laugh because it's funny for everybody else except for the dude getting hit in the nuts.
and he's probably not going to be permanently maimed. But
No,
I have a hard time when people actually legitimately get hurt. It's not funny to me.
no.
Like when they were showing that one gymnast and both her knees came out of socket when she landed.
Oh God.
God.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
that was a bad one.
that's a bad one. Number two, an insatiable sense of competitiveness due to the pathological envy and the need to be in the center of attention.
That's narcissistic 101 right there.
Bad news. Three, she sabotages your friendship and relationships, stirring chaos within social groups.
I've actually had a couple women in my life that were specialists at this, and it took me years to get rid of them because they got friendly with my mother and sister, and she would come around. I'm like, oh God, she drove me crazy.
Oh no. Oh man. Number four, she has an obsession with her appearance as well as a high level materialism and superficiality. vanity is one of the 7 deadly sins.
That's right. And this one is
Just
huge
saying.
in New York and LA.
Yep. You got to get the butt lifts, the Brazilian bikini wax, the facelift, the Botox, the freaking
Nose
lip
job.
injections, the veneer teeth, the nose jobs, the ear jobs.
The whole
Ah.
fucking grind shop.
Yeah. Yeah. Men, the only job that we need is blowjobs.
Mouth hug with a head bob.
Yeah. The All Vowel Opera Hour. And the last one here, a blatant disregard for boundaries of intimate relationships, including her own.
Well, yeah. And listen, a lot of these women that are toxic like this, you cannot tell them anything that you want to remain a secret because they will blab that shit to everyone. And to be honest, if you're going to have a woman in your life, which I don't recommend, you need to do the loyalty test very early. If you tell her something in confidence and then you hear it from one of her friends or something like that, she's not the woman for you, man.
Nope.
Yeah,
But,
it will
all
blow
right.
up in your face. All right, let me
Yep.
get the setup here.
Yep.
All right. Now we had one of the fans ask me to do a basically a CRM, which is in the military, they call it a composite risk management. And I've been filling out risk management shit for 30 out of 33 years of my military career.
Yep.
So let's get the camera lined up here.
Yep. Looks like you might have to move it just a little bit over.
Yeah. Well, he's got that new camera up here, so
Yep.
I can.
Okay. Fancy. Move it with the computer.
Fancy stuff there. Okay. Let's see. Okay. And we'll bring it down just a little bit more. No, you whore. There we go, right there. All right, turn off the banner at the bottom, will you? There we go. We got the whole thing in there now. All right, so this is the Popster woman risk assessment situation. All right, so you'll see here, this is the likelihood of certain things that happen in relationships. Number one, which is unlikely, it's 1%. Moida. I got that 1% from the Uniform Crime Report statistics. Seldom, abuse you. It's 10%. Now, typically, women do a lot more, domestic violence than men. They just suck at it. But that 10% of the time, it's, knives, guns, hot oil, boiling water, and shit like that, hitting you with the car and stuff like that. Occasional, which is 20%, destroy your shit and abuse your kids. Statistically speaking, children are more dangerous under the care of the mother than they are of the actual biological father when you look at the stats. Now, single mothers out there are going to get really pissed that I said that, but the numbers don't lie. Cry me a river, build a bridge, and get the fuck over it. And just downvote this video now. All right. Next is likely, which is right around 40%. That is deceive you or, involve the law. All right. Now, deceive you could be anything from steal your money, make shit disappear, tell you the kid's not yours. And I got that stat from the blood bank stat we did a video on about 4 years ago. About 35% of kids that are tested at this particular company, they're not the actual biological father's kids. So that's why I put that there. And now frequent is 50%. And I put divorce in there, steal your shit, and cheat on you. All right. Now, steal your shit could be, I consider if you marry a woman and she doesn't bring anything when you first marry her, and then, 5 years later she leaves and gets the house and the car and all that horse shit. As far as I'm concerned, she stole it from you and she stole your kids from you. which I think is even more reprehensible because men understand we will win and we will lose fortunes in our lifetime. We can accept that. It is what it is. But you take the kids away, we can't get a refund on time. That is absolutely the most vicious, vile thing a woman can do to a man other than cut his balls off. And fooling him to thinking a kid that is his when it's not. That's right up there too. All right, so we have murder, abuse you, destroy your shit, abuse your kids, deceive you, involve the law, divorce you, steal your shit, and cheat on you. All right, now I pulled this one off of a list I got from the supporters on a Sunday a few weeks back. This is because the board is only so big, I can only put so many on here, but you guys will get the point. All right, number 1, divorced. If you find a woman who's divorced, you need to understand there's a plus 64% chance you're going to get divorced. We just covered that in the statistics that we read earlier. All right, daddy issues. That's a plus 15% of divorce. And one of the main reasons I put that one on here is the father is the number one relationship that woman will have for the first decade and a half, maybe a little bit more of her life. Meaning you will imprint upon her, what a good man is and what a masculine man is. If she doesn't have that example, it's going to increase your chances of divorce 15%. And I'm being conservative on that one. I mean, it could be actually higher than that. All right, vindictive, right, or rude. Vindictive is a 50% chance of law involvement. And I was going to add murder in here, but listen, vindictive women, they're bitches. Very few of them are murderers. So, all right. Number 4, feminist. All right. Now, most women, if you ask them straight up, are you a feminist? They're going to look you in the face and go, of course not. But they are, because they were raised through K through 12, and probably if they're college educated, another 4 years as well, in the feminist dogma. And it's programmed into them. They just don't want to actually acknowledge it. So if they're a feminist, there's a plus 50% chance that you will get divorced and a 15% chance the law will be involved, meaning she will know how to use the system against you and have no qualms about it. All right. 5, criminal. That's a 50% chance you'll steal your shit. All right. Next, 6, drugs. There's a 50% chance she'll steal your shit because, she's a criminal and a drug user. If she's both of these, you are going to get robbed. It might not be for a little, it might not be for a day, a week, a month, maybe even a year, but at some point you're going to return and your shit's going to be gone. I've seen it happen, not to me, but to other individuals, because I didn't mess with druggies or criminals. That's a bridge too far for the popster. 7, and this is a big one, crazy. There's a plus 10% chance of murder taking place if she's really out of her goddamn mind. And there's a plus 30% chance of involving the law, abusing you and your kids, and then stealing from you. This is one of the worst ones because it touches so many of these, sectors here. All right. 8, single mom. That's a 50% chance of divorce out the gate and plus 20% to all but murder. Because guess what? You are not the priority. Am I standing off the thing? God damn it. It's all right. Because you are not the priority. All right? The single mom will always put the kid first. You will always be the priority here. Or you will never be the priority, no matter how hard you try. I mean, it is what it is. And don't you dare adopt that child, because more than likely she's going to, peace out on you and you're going to get stuck paying all the bills. All right. Next, let me stand over here because it sounds, you can see my face. Let's see. We got cheater. Well, a cheater, that's a plus 60% chance of divorce. And we covered that earlier in the articles. Then we have lie and deceive, which is plus 10 to all except murder. All right. Now, if she's a liar and a deceiver and she's crazy, you have literally invited Satan into your life. Your life is going to get turned into one huge soap opera, and you might wind up spending some time in jail. In fact, we had a guest here, Mr. Harrison, who is still in Wayne County. He's now in his 4th year and 2 months because he's been in there since 2019 because he was messing around with a crazy cheater who is a criminal and a druggie. And she fucked his life up 3 ways to Sunday, and he might never, ever be able to recover from it. It just is what it is. All right. Now, the way this works, when you do the examples, is this is your base percentage chances here. 1, 10, 20, 40, 50. That is the basic, chances of this shit happening to you with just a average woman with none of these problems. All right, but let's just say she's a feminist. You're already at 50% chance of divorce. Now we're going to add 50% onto it again because she's a feminist. And then we'll add 15% onto the law. So that's 45%. So you marry a feminist, you are going to get divorced, and you have basically a 50-50 chance of getting a restraining order or a PPO put on you. All right? That's just the feminist. Let's say she's a feminist and she's a cheater. All right? So we add another 60% on here. Gentlemen, I am trying to warn you. All right? This is such a simple tool. And the reason I blew it up so big so you guys can copy it and actually keep it in the back of your mind, because you can see how devastating these statistics are, right? This is just, you are going to ruin your life if you mess with a woman that has like more than 2 of these. And I'm going to be honest, I wouldn't mess with any of them that had these problems. Don't mess with the single mothers, no matter how hard they guilt you. Don't do it. If you find out she cheated on a past partner, get up from the table and leave and never come back. If she's lying and deceiving, maybe if she's got a nice rack and what have you, you might want to risk it. But then here's some mitigating factors right here to control your losses, because I always like to put those in here. 1, don't ever get married. If you never get married and invite the government into your life, then the chances of them actually slam fucking you to a huge extent go down a lot. If you knock her up in child support, that's one thing, but most states, you're not going to get alimony. There's not going to be that asset division bullshit unless you're in a common law state. And I advise you to move the hell out. All right. Prenup. Now I don't recommend a prenup. It's literally a crapshoot. It's Russian roulette with 2 of the 6 chambers filled with live rounds. It's dangerous enough with just 1. All right. No commitment. Keep it casual. A lot of these women out there, like, I'm just looking for something casual. Yeah. Good. Keep it that way. Just wrap your tool and don't be a fool. All right. Right below that, vasectomy. If you're one of those guys who likes to go drinking and not put the hood over the tool and because you want to be a fool, got it. It happens. But at least the chamber is unloaded with live rounds. You might catch yourself a case of a duh because you're an idiot, but at least you're not going to have to, become a wage slave for 18 to 21 years to Mary Jane Rotten Crotch bar whore chick. You can go MGTOW monk. All right. You just say, fuck it. I'm done dealing with women. And in today's day and age, it is so dangerous. I cannot blame you for this. Next, MGTOW red pill philosophies. a lot of those MGTOW red pill channels out there who've been around for a while give you some good life advice. And I would like to think I'm one of them. All right. But, if you can get up to speed on the MGTOW red pill philosophy, a lot of this shit will not work on you anymore, especially if you're heavy into the red pill thinking. The blue pill thinking is basically you're thinking based on all of the lies that you've been told growing up from your parents, your family, the school system. And then you get out in the real world and you get your ass kicked and you realize that it's all a fucking farce. And you have to take the red pill and relearn how the world really works. This causes a thing called red pill rage. And typically that lasts for about 2 years before you can get beyond that. Next, bail, which is bang and immediately leave, which, if you mess with vindictive girl and you bang her and immediately leave, you might get a knock on your door and you're going to jail, bro. Next, withdraw, meaning you're talking, you're interacting with this particular woman, and you ask some questions. She answers them, and you get 2 or 3 of these on the list. Just break contact. It's like, oh, yeah. Well, hey, I got to go over here. I'll see you around. It's just that easy. It is so goddamn dangerous out there today, gentlemen. And a lot of you guys, hopefully you take this to heart, because all it takes is one slip up and your life is fucked. I mean, that's what happened to me. I ignored a lot of red flags, married a penis wood chipper, got crucified and divorced, lost my kids, was a wage slave for 14, 15 years. And I'm out of it now, but I have no relationship with pretty much my entire family to include my kids. So, and that all happened to me because I ignored some of the shit on this list. Don't be me. Be better. Do great things. Make me proud and put me to shame. All right, that's it.
Boom. All righty. While Pop's getting re-shitiated over there, we got
I'm sorry. This is a new camera, so I was off camera for about a third of it.
That's all right.
I might have to refilm it so we can cut it and put it up as a.
Yeah, might have to. Well, we got a handful of super chats here tonight. Got a Dungus Fun over on YouTube with $2. He says, I do the Aaron Cleary. She has her place. I have mine.
All right.
Yep. Let's see. Kenny thinks it's all right. 34 with his first super chat of the night. He says, "Hey Popp, love your show. Been following you since you pick apart Amy Horton. Still can't stop laughing at those videos. Keep up the work and save lives."
Right.
Let's see. And we got a few over here on Rumble. It says Steve OUK with $2. He says, a cow worker of mine recently lost her ex-husband and panicked because she'd been living off the alimony. She managed to get a hold of his Social Security because there's no justice in the world. Wow.
Well, to get the Social Security, she had to be married to him for more than 10 years.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Listen, that's another thing women can do. If they can come after Social Security, 30 years after you divorce them, if they're married to you for 10 years and a day. Fuck that.
Yep. And got a It's a Me Mario. It's got a couple here in a row. It says the same thing. It says effing right, Popp.
But I mean, listen, you see the base statistics here. I mean, divorce is 50%, getting the law or deceived is 40%. I mean, this is dangerous before you put in any of these multipliers. And just 2 of these, you're fucked. And you could still fuck your life up trying to, just play the odds clean. The odds are stacked against you, man.
Yep. All right, we'll jump over to MGTower.tv. Still got the best chat on the internet, guys. Need to go over there, check it out. Got a single for life. It says it's called Crab Mentality. The crabs pulling each other both down in the bucket.
What's it called?
Crab Mentality.
Crab mentality. Okay.
Nice and simple. Got a MGTow Mando. Says the biggest red flag. She shows me any interest whatsoever. I can agree on that one there, brother. See you jumping over to Odyssey here. Chief Kikabitch of the Slapaho Nation. Always love them Charlie stories. He says, I read here. I once heard. I read her. Phrasing. Can't talk. I heard one MGTOW content creator who said that the real stat is that 50% of all marriages fail within 10 years. I can't remember who said it and never heard it again. Could this be true?
I don't know.
Could be. Let's see, jumping over into the emails here. I'm not seeing any cash apps or anything like that. So I believe let me just do a quick double check through the chats.
Did you go check Odyssey?
Yep, that was Chief Kikabitch. That was Chief Kikabitch's question.
Okay.
About the failed marriages. So I believe we are ready to wrap it all up tonight. So Popp, safety brief.
All right, gentlemen, don't drink and drive. Don't drink and swim. Wear a condom. Flush it down the toilet and watch it go, or take it with you when you leave. Rack up, pack up, and stack up because shit's getting real out there. Winter is coming. All right. Situational awareness will save your life. And please take this to heart because I'm sick of burying you guys because you're dick thinking yourselves to death. All right.
Yep. Never dick think your way into your early grave, gentlemen. So,
don't do it.
On that note, see you guys tomorrow night.
Take it easy.